Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday evening dynamic yoga session. I hope everybody is well. Nice to have you with me on the mat. I'm kind of foisting this on you because we need a lot of props for this evening. We don't really need that many, but just we kind of need the whole shebang this evening. So if you can, run and grab either a dressing gown cord, or if you do have one, a strap. I kind of like to use things around the house to kind of let you guys know that you can use whatever you like in your practice as long as it's safe. I've grabbed my little boy's school bag strap. What I'm trying to get is something that has a loop that's around about 2 feet wide with your loop, maybe even a little bit longer. So again, a dressing gown cord is great because you can just hold both ends and you've got that big loop in the middle, or a strap with the end sort of wrapped up, so you've got some sort of loop to put your foot in, because we're going to be doing dancer pose this evening. So run around and find one of those if you haven't already. Also, we're going to be doing half moon, so if you generally need a prop for half moon, again, I've decided to improvise this evening and not use a yoga block, use an ice cream tub. If you're using anything that is plastic, say an upturned bowl or a Tupperware pot, just one thing to make sure is if you are on a shiny surface like my lovely kitchen floor, place it on your mat and not on the floor so it doesn't go skating away from you. Again, if you've got a block or a brick, perfect too. And also at the end of the practice, we're just going to have a couple of cushions for our Shavasana this evening. So I'm going to put those to one side and hopefully everybody is propped up and ready to begin. All right, so I'm just going to put those down there for a moment. And we're going to start our practice in Tadasana this evening. So I hope you're all ready for a nice energizing session. Heels underneath your hips, just swaying from left to right. Just finding your feet. Give yourself a gentle roll of your shoulders, a little sway of your hips. Just noticing your body for a moment. And then we're going to come into the center, lift up all 10 toes, lay them nice and wide, opening everything out, and then rolling them down onto the floor. Softening through your knees, wriggling through your shoulders, and then give yourself a really big shoulder roll up, back and down. We're going to settle with those palms facing open, and then closing the eyes down into our mountain pose. So starting this evening's class off, just generally checking in with yourself, with your physical body, with your mental well-being, with your emotional self, just seeing what is there for you today, what's being flagged up when we spend this moment in a state of inward reflection, shall we say. Just having a little look at anything that is flagged up. Again, perhaps a little thought is running around your mind, perhaps a little niggle through one of your muscles or your joints. Again, just taking this time in this grounded position in our mountain pose to find, again, what is true for us today. Just building up that mental picture of our body, but also of our thoughts, the quality of our breath. And just asking ourselves how we are. Checking in with that energetic heart space, how we're feeling today. Again, we're all in this funny old situation of lockdown, but nobody really knows how far we're being locked down at the moment. So again, just assessing how that's going for you. How is this state of semi-lockdown feeling? And then start to bring your awareness, bring your attention to your breath for a moment. Take a really big breath in, super long sigh out. Feel the shoulders relaxing. A couple more of those. Really big breath in. Opening up your body, really big breath out. Again. Again, really big breath into the belly, opening up the lungs, and then super big sigh to ground your body. Closing your mouth but parting your teeth. As you take a moment to now notice how your inhale breath feels. Is it feeling slow and steady? Is it feeling stilted and a little bit shallow? Again, we're never there to judge, we're just there to be aware of our body, of our emotions, of our thoughts, and understand the best practice for us this evening. Knowing where to delve a little deeper, knowing where to stop, where to open up the body, where to pull back a little, being honest with ourselves. And with that slow, gentle, even flow of breath, moving deeper into the belly, we take this time to start opening up the body. So still with eyes closed, on your next inhale, you're going to float your arms out to the side and then up to the ceiling until they touch. And when they've touched, start your exhale breath to draw them down by your sides again. So no tension through those arms, they're literally just floating their way up with the least amount of tension in those muscles as possible every time you inhale. And then as you exhale, those arms are floating their way back down beside your body. Just watching out for your shoulders, making sure they're trying not to come up too close to the ears on the inhale breath. Watching out for that length of breath. Trying not to hold the breath on the last part of those arm movements. See if we can get a slow, steady inhale to match the movements through the body. Nice and soft, nice and steady. Again, keep moving with the inhale to open up the lungs, open up the arms, and moving with that exhale to release and relax, and again ground your body and your breath. Slowly, steadily, bringing more deeper breaths into your body, creating a little bit more space around your rib cage, around your lungs. And again, just notice how that feels for your body, for your mind, for your breath. So the last one now, never rushing, just coming into a full circle of inhale and exhale. And then when you've finished, come to roll your shoulders again, up, back and down. Bring your hands into prayer at heart, and with that promise to practice with openness and honesty for your body, blinking eyelids open and raising the gaze. Namaste everybody. And then turning to face the front of your mat if you're not already there. From here, as you inhale, you're going to raise that prayer. Open up the chest, start to lift and lengthen through the rib cage, and as you exhale, open up for swan dive. Reaching back, opening those tops of the shoulders, fingertips, inhale up halfway, lifting chest. Exhale, bending the knees and fold. 2 more of those halfway lifts. Inhale up halfway, opening the throat, shoulders back. Exhale, bending the knees to fold. Relaxing the toes. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend. Hanging out here for a moment with that heavy head, long back of the neck, relaxed shoulders. Just taking in that deeper flow of air. And then planting your hands beside your feet. You're going to take a really slow walk back into downward dog. So nice gentle pads through those feet. As long as open as possible through the backs of those heels. And then come into a nice long down dog. Shifting the weight from left to right. Just noticing how that feels around the hips, around the shoulders. You can keep the knees slightly bent. You can keep that paddle going for a moment. Again, just easing slowly and gently into your down dog. Starting to move with your hips, move your head. So as you dip into one side, turn to look underneath the opposite arm. and get that nice flow moving through your body. Again, maybe drawing the shoulder back of that opposite hip. Just seeing how that feels. And then from here we're going to walk ourselves back towards the top of the mat. Slowly and gently. Heels underneath the hips again. Inhale up halfway, lifting chest, shoulders back. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. And we're going to roll up, heavy head, heavy shoulders. Bending the knees, curling through the spine. Slowly and gently waking up the body, rolling shoulders up, back and down when you reach the top. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, lifting chest. Getting that gentle back bend here. Prayer together, opening up the heart. And then on the next exhale, swan diving forward, shoulders back. Inhale up halfway. Exhaling down. Again, just hanging out with that heavy head for a moment, noticing how that feels to be in our upturned inversion for a moment. Taking in those deeper breaths. And then planting the hands beside the feet. Again, we're going to walk ourselves back into down dog. This time we're going to come into a short down dog. So your heels maybe even touch the floor because we're taking ourselves into kind of like a 3/4 length downward dog. So the feet are not so far towards the back edge of the mat. So nice big breath in and out here, seeing if you can push through the heels of the hands to open up through the shoulders still, even though we've got that short down dog. Nice big breath in and out. So from here we're going to bring your left toes out to the side slightly to bring your left foot all the way down onto the floor. So the left toes are pointing 45 degrees out towards the left edge of your mat. And with a fully planted foot, we're going to lift that right foot up towards the ceiling. As the right foot lifts, point the toes, pushing down into that left heel to create a grounded lengthening action through the whole of those legs. Big breath in and out. And then only if you want to and if you're ready, you can bring your right fingertips to tripod halfway between your left hand and your left foot. We're going to push down through those fingertips to drop the chest even closer towards that left thigh and lift the right foot even higher. Again, nice and long through that left shoulder. Don't worry if the right hand is still at the front of the mat, that's okay. You can still work on that lift for the legs. Again, big breath in and out. Right hand comes back to the front of the mat if it's not already there. Hug the right knee in towards heart center. Bring the right foot in between the hands. Move it forward if you need to. And then inhale up into warrior one. Shoulders down the back body, hips coming down towards the floor. Find the lift in the chest. Find that hug in the belly and the drop in the tailbone. Pushing back through that left foot. Again, a really big breath in and out. And on that next inhale, we're going to raise the arms, raise the gaze in that gentle back bend, and then place the hands beside that front foot. Left foot comes to meet the right. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Again, nice and heavy with the head. Planting your hands, walking your feet back to that short down dog. Again, about 3/4 of the usual length of your downward dog. So pushing through the heels of the hands, pulling down into those heels of the feet. Don't worry if the knees are slightly bent, that's all good. And then we're going to turn those right toes out towards the right edge of the mat. Again, 45 degrees, so the whole of that right foot is pretty much on the floor. And then from here on the inhale breath, the left foot comes up towards the ceiling. Pointing toes nice and long, pushing down through that right heel to lift even more length into that stretch up to those left toes. And then only if you want to, you did on the other side, tripod the left fingertips halfway through hand and foot so that you can draw the chest closer towards that right thigh. Be kind to your shoulders, push them back into their sockets. And
And then left hand comes back into its space. Hug left knee high and towards heart center, heel toe the foot. Make sure left heel is underneath the knee before we inhale up into warrior one. Exhale down through hips, down through shoulders. Making sure again the belly is pulling in, the tailbone is drawing down, and that left hip is pushing back. Nice and grounded here. Find length to your breath as we're in this reset pose, feeling strong in our warrior one. Next inhale, raising arms, raising gaze. And as you exhale, hands come down, right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale up halfway. And then staying here with that lift in the chest, draw your tailbone down and start to lift up onto the balls of your feet. So bringing your knees in towards the body, and then as you exhale, keeping the body parallel with the floor, we're going to bring the belly down towards the thighs. So you can stay with your hands, fingertips on your shins, or if you feel comfortable, you can take your arms forward, gazing around about 2 feet in front of you onto the floor. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, roll the feet down, fingertips beside the toes, tuck the head to look towards the knees. Nice big forward bend. Big breath in and out. And then again, we're going to roll our way up, tucking tailbone long through the back body, long through the shoulder line, and again, rolling shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, sweeping arms down and up. Nice big lift in the chest. Raising that prayer, and this time as you exhale, draw the prayer down through the center line. Then fingertips halfway, maybe monkey pose this time, all the way down onto the floor. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Plant the hands beside the feet. Inhale, right foot back. Lifting the chest, drawing the tailbone back towards the right heel, shoulders back, coming up onto your fingertips for our low lunge. No tension in those left toes. As you inhale, staying on fingertips, lift up through left arm, shoulders back. Exhale, left fingertips come down. Inhale up through right arm, shoulders back. Exhale, plant both hands. Inhale, left foot back, plank pose. Exhale, shoulders back, heels back, crown of the head pushes forward. Big breath in, big sigh out. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, knees, chin, chest. Elbows nice and tight. Inhale, untuck toes, low cobra, shoulders coming back. Big breath in. As you exhale, tuck toes and sit the hips towards the heels. Long and open through the arms, inhaling underneath your shoulder blades. Exhale, coming into our downward dog. Again, a gentle sway of the hips. Nice and long through the back of the knees. Bending those knees, gazing between the hands, jumping or stepping. In between the hands, allow the head to fall. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. This time, Utkatasana, chair pose, reaching up with those arms, reaching down and back with the tailbone, softening through the shoulders, pulling belly in, lifting toes up, just giving them a wriggle just to make sure that we're on the base of those heels. Big breath in, sinking a little deeper, shoulders a little softer. Next inhale, raising arms, lifting up through the body, gentle back bend. Exhale, tracing with the prayer. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend. Planting hands. Inhale, left foot back. Rolling shoulders up, back and down. Settling into our low lunge, shoulders back, collarbones nice and open, staying on fingertips. Inhale up, right arm. Exhale, right fingertips come down. Inhale up, left arm. Exhale, planting both hands. Right foot comes back into plank. Exhale, shoulders back, heels back, crown of the head forward. Big breath in, big sigh out. And then gently release, knees, chin, chest. Elbows nice and tight. Inhale, low cobra, shoulders come back. Exhale, tucking toes and sitting hips towards the heels. Inhale underneath shoulder blades. Exhale, downward dog. Again, a nice big sway through those hips. Next inhale, lift up high onto toes. As you exhale, pull down through the heels, finding length to the back of both legs, opening up through the shoulders. Next inhale, shifting weight onto the left foot as you lift up right foot into three-legged dog. Exhaling, pulling that left heel even closer towards the floor. Next inhale, you're going to come forward into a one-legged plank, keeping that right foot at hip height. Shoulders come back. Pull away into that left heel. Nice big lift through the upper body. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Rolling onto the blade edge side of the left foot, keeping right leg hovered, lifting up right arm. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, right knee comes in, and heel toe in between the hands. Left heel comes down, cartwheel arms up into our warrior two. Soften shoulders, drawing down through the hips, opening through the inside of the thighs. Again, nice big breath in and out here. I should have said grab your prop if you need it onto the top right corner of your mat. Nice and open across the chest line. Again, just settling here for a moment in warrior two before we start to lift up onto the left ball of the foot and then hover our way into half moon. So lifting up through that right side and then right fingertips come down, lifting up through the left side of the chest. Big breath in and out here. And then as you exhale, we're going to turn to face towards the floor and come into standing split. So get rid of your prop if you don't need it. Drawing up through that left side, tucking the head in towards the right knee. Again, big breath in and out here, opening up through the hamstring. And then as you exhale, bending through that right knee, bringing left foot to meet the right. Your choice if you want to roll up or reverse swan dive. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands through heart center in prayer. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Again, nice and long through the back of the neck. Take a moment here to reset. And then plant the hands beside the feet. Inhaling the left foot back. Rolling shoulders up, back and down. Nice big breath in. Big sigh out. And then from here, let the left kneecap fall. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the arms. As you exhale with hands in prayer, push forward into our crescent lunge. Opening up through lower back. You can always support your low back by hands onto your right knee. Again, big breath in and out. And then opening up those arms, bring the hands down beside the front foot. Tucking left toes, sweeping right foot back, downward dog. Again, a gentle sway. Next inhale, lift up high onto toes. As you exhale, pull down through your heels. On the next inhale, pushing right heel closer to the floor. As you inhale up and back through the left foot for three-legged. Again, really big breath in and out here, finding length to the back of that right Achilles. And on the next inhale, we're going to come forward into our one-legged plank. So left heel comes around about hip height. Shoulders come back into their sockets, and then we're going to push into that right heel to lengthen the back of that right leg. Staying here for a moment, lifting shoulders. Coming onto the blade edge side of the right foot, keeping left foot hovered, left arm lifts. Pulling right shoulder back, big breath in. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Hugging left knee nice and high, heel toe the foot in between the hands. Again, that right heel comes down, putting block onto the left side if you will need it. And then cartwheeling right arm up and open into our warrior two. Again, we're going to take a moment here to draw down through tailbone, opening up across the shoulders, deepening the breath, settling into our warrior two, again creating strength here,
And then we're going to come up onto the ball of that right set of toes and then come to hover into our half moon. Right arm lifts, right foot pushes out to the side, lengthening open through back of both legs. And then very slowly soften into our standing split. So softening through that left knee, getting rid of the block hopefully, tucking the right toes up towards the ceiling and head in towards that left knee. Again, big breath in and out here. Drawing the head closer towards that left knee, softening through the shoulders. Not too much weight in those hands. Opening up through the hamstrings. And then softening through the left knee, bringing right foot to meet the left. Again, we're going to reverse swan dive, hopefully, lifting chest. And then as you exhale, tracing the front of the body. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Plant the hands beside the feet. Inhale, right foot back. Opening up into low lunge. Dropping right knee, untucking the toes. Inhale, lifting up. Hands into prayer, coming forward into left hip flexor for our crescent moon. Opening up. Again, lifting chest. If your lower back is feeling pinched, place your hands onto your thigh for a little bit more support. And then drawing in and up through those hips as you take the hands to frame the front foot. Tucking right toes, left foot, downward dog. And a gentle sway from left to right. Opening up through the back of those knees. Inhale up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels. So planting that left foot closer towards the floor, heel pushes as far into the mat as possible before we take that right foot up and back. Really opening up the hips now as we take the right foot towards the left sit bone, bending the kneecap up towards the ceiling. So you can gaze underneath that right arm if you want to continue that stretch, that twist a little further. And then from here, as you inhale, come up high onto that ball of that left foot. Draw the right knee all the way over towards the left-hand side. We're going to come onto the blade edge side of the left foot, lift the left hand, and kick the right foot out. Big breath in, big sigh out. Left hand down, right foot comes all the way back up, and then we're going to come over into wild thing. Nice little sequence, huh? Right foot comes down behind you. Come open through the chest with that right hand, but continue to sway the hand all the way into a big circle. So all the way open through the chest. Up and over towards the front of the mat. One more time. And then this time, you're going to take that right foot with you. So as you lift the right arm up, you're going to come to face towards the floor, right hand comes down, right knee comes in, heel toe the foot in between the hands. Reset into our low lunge, hips fall, shoulders back, big breath in, big sigh out. And then left foot comes to meet the right. Allow the head to fall. Inhale up halfway, open chest, exhale, bend the knees and fold. Again, we're going to roll up slowly and steadily. Rolling those shoulders up, back and down to reset. Inhale, lifting arms. Exhale, swan dive forward. Opening up those rotator cuffs. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Plant the hands beside the feet. You're going to either jump or step back into chaturanga or plank. If you're jumping, then it's chaturanga, then elbows. If not, step back into plank and then come down through halfway. Inhale up into our up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So a gentle sway of the hips to reset.
softening out those shoulders. Yeah, nice big breath in and out. Inhale up high onto toes. Exhale down through those heels. So right heel a little bit closer towards the floor again, really pushing the weight into that right foot. So you've got a nice, strong, stable 3 points before we lift the left toes up. Take that left foot over towards the right sit bone. Nice and lifted through that left knee. Turning to look underneath the left arm if you want to. And then from here we're going to sweep that left knee all the way out to the side. Lift up onto the ball of that right foot. Coming all the way onto the big toe side of the right foot. Kick the heel away as you lift the right arm up. Flexing that left foot, squeezing thighs. Right hand comes down, ball of the right foot. Kicking it all the way up through that left foot to come all the way over into Wild Thing. Hopefully you've got enough space around you to make that happen. Left arm up and over the head. And then we're going to come into those really big circles. Keeping hips high. Get a nice big lift in the chest. This time we're going to take the leg with you. So left knee lifts. Left hand down, left knee comes towards the front edge. Come into our low lunge, shoulders back, opening up through the heart. And then hopping the right foot to meet the left. Again, inhale up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Coming back into our chair pose this time. Opening up the heart, softening down into the tailbone. So nice and long and open through the chest. Again, big breath in and out here, softening a little bit deeper into those thighs. Hopefully your legs have still got enough energy. And then gently rolling down through the belly. Lifting up for our standing forward bend. So keeping the belly as close towards the thighs as possible. Knees can be as bent as you like to make that happen. I'm going to take 2 peace fingers and bring them around the big toes. From here, use that drawing out of the elbows to send the belly closer to the thighs and tuck the head towards the knees. Again, don't worry about how straight the legs are. See if you can get the length to your back. Get nice and long through the neck too. See if we can steady that flow of breath here. One more big breath in and out. And then from here, gently release, just hanging your way down. And then very slowly rolling your way up. Grabbing your strap, if it's on the floor on the way. Might as well do 2 things at once. Nice and slowly. And then again, we're resetting up, back and down. So, if you haven't already grabbed your strap, grab it now. And we're going to place it around our right foot. So wriggling toes on your left foot, tucking your right foot towards your bottom and strapping your dressing gown cord or whatever you've got around the top of your right foot. So from here, I'm just going to draw that right hand over my shoulder. So again, if you've got a dressing gown cord, maybe you've got 2 straps in one hand and that's coming over your shoulder, but just make sure that you've got a little bit of give in that strap to make that happen, so that your elbow is coming forward and your right hand is over your right shoulder. So from here we're going to join that right hand with the left hand and we're going to see if we can get, I'm going to turn towards this side so you can see what I mean, see if we can get our elbows as tight in towards the head as possible. So from here, we're going to start to kick the right foot away And keeping the elbows tightened towards the head, you're lifting those arms up. So as you come into that dancer shape, you may be even able to walk your hands down towards your foot. Don't worry too much about that though. The elbows are coming up towards the ceiling rather than forward. So we get a nice tricep stretch too. Kicking away from you with that right foot. Lifting up with the elbows, open through the chest. Big breath in and out. And then very slowly, starting to release. Right knee comes in, give it a really big hug. Soften your left thigh in this hug, I don't usually say that. And then from here on the inhale, kick right foot forward, straighten left leg into standing stuff. Shoulders down your back. Big breath in. Big sigh out. One more big breath in. And then exhale, bring the right foot down. Allow the whole of the body to roll down. Again, our halfway lift, a lot of those today, just to stretch out those legs. And then bend your knees and fold. So grabbing the strap, rolling your way up. And nice and slow and steady. Checking in with the body with the low back. And then giving yourself that really big, strong shoulder roll. So again, we're wriggling the toes on the right foot. Drawing the strap around your left toes. She says, feeling very balanced tonight. And then tucking that left arm over your left shoulder. Again, our elbow is going to be as close towards the side of the head as possible. And then we're going to join that right hand with the left. Again, the elbows are as tight towards the side of the head as possible. She's trying to turn around at the same time. So that rather than drawing forward, they're going to come up. So as you kick that left foot away, your hands are coming up, your elbows are coming up. So the chest is lifted. I can visualize you all with your dressing gown cords doing this evening. Please get a partner to take a selfie. Nice big breath in, big sigh out, and then gently release. So right hand comes away, left hand comes down. Hug the left knee in, and again we're going to soften your right knee today before we take a nice big inhale into standing stuff. Don't worry about how high your left leg is, but shoulders are coming down your back, belly is in, tailbone is down. And then very slowly, left foot comes down. This time, rather than rolling down, we're going to come down using your legs again. So feet hip width apart. Arms are going to turn to face the ceiling at shoulder height. Shoulders are going to come down your back. Next inhale, you're going to lift up high onto your toes. And then as you exhale, knees stay hip width apart rather than out wider. We're going to bend those knees. Slowly coming down, using your thighs. Your shoulders want to come up towards the ears. Try not to let them. Slowly and gently. Body try not to tilt forward. And then come all the way down. So from here, fingertips onto the center line. Knees a little bit wider. See if you can get your heels, see if I can do it this way around. See if you can get your heels to touch into that center line. And if you're feeling brave, one hand up into prayer. If you're feeling even braver, two hands up into prayer. Shoulders down. Big breath in and out. And then gently bringing those hands down, coming down onto your knees, and give your toes a little tap, your ankles a little roll. Ooh. And then from here, we're going to re-tuck those toes for camel pose. And then I promise we'll do some nice floor twists. So tucking those toes underneath, lifting your way back up onto your knees. Nice big breath in and out. And then from here, reaching your arms forward. Again, those shoulders are coming down the back, belly in, tailbone down. And then we're going to ease our way back. See if you can keep a straight line with your body in a diagonal. One hand onto one heel. If you're dangling, then please come into our heels of the hands onto the sacrum position. And then the other hand comes back towards the heel too. Again, if you're dangling, please bring your heels of your hands into your low spine. If you're fine here on the next inhale, push your hips forward. As you exhale, let your head fall. If you're feeling comfortable in the loosest sense, you can untuck your toes. It's quite a long way down if you untuck your toes, just finding openness across the chest. Deepening your breath. And then dropping your hips a little towards your heels. One arm comes up, the other arm comes up, and then we're going to soften our way down. So shifting the heels to one side, coming onto your sit bones. There we go. Reaching your arms forward, and we're going to roll our way down onto the floor. Tucking your tailbone under, taking your time to get there. Using your belly, drawing yourself in. Rolling yourself down onto the floor. Nice big roll of the shoulders up, back and down. And then from here, lift the knees in towards the chest. A little bunny hop, a little rock from left to right, maybe grabbing around the knees. And then from here, kick those heels up towards the ceiling. Stretching out through the back of the legs, giving yourself a nice big rotation through those ankle joints. Coming back the other way. Nice and open through the heels, through the balls of the feet. And then draw the right knee in towards the chest. Nice big hug through that right knee, kicking the left heel away from you, and very slowly letting that left leg come down towards the floor. If, like me, you have a clicky hip halfway through, you'll hear a nice big clunk. There, and then come all the way down. When you reach the floor, pull the left thigh bone even tighter in towards the floor, drawing right knee in towards the chest. So big breath in and out here. And then let your right arm come out to the side at shoulder height. Maybe the cactus if you can't quite reach. Right hand guides that, left hand guides the right knee over towards the left. Rolling right shoulder up, back and down. Hopefully that right shoulder is drawn down towards the floor. This is our supine spinal twist, so hopefully you can start to relax your body. Maybe we even close the eyes down. Just finding softness to your breath, a steadiness here. Again, nice and relaxed. Finding that ease through your breath. So one more big breath in. And as you exhale, let everything fall. Next inhale, drawing that right knee in. And before we come on to the other side, give yourself a full hug in and then draw the head in towards the knee. Gently release. Bring the left knee in to meet the right. And then before we finish with that right side, we're going to hook the right ankle bone on top of that left knee. We're going to thread the hands underneath to grab hold of your left shin or your left thigh if you can't quite reach your shin, but your right hand is through the legs into our figure 4 stretch. Right foot flexes. Next inhale, take a nice big push away through that right heel. And as you exhale, draw the left knee in towards your body. Getting that nice glute stretch, that sciatic nerve all the way down the back of the leg and into your low spine. If you've got enough space, you can kick your right elbow into the right thigh to push that away from you and get a deeper stretch. Okay, and use your breath to ease your way deeper into that nice lengthening action for your muscles, for your joints. Keep your shoulders soft too. Sometimes they draw their way in towards your ears. If you can, relax them, release them. And then gently release. So unhook that right leg. Keep hold of your left knee and then kick that right heel up towards the ceiling. So your right toes should be pointing their way down towards your face, really flexing into that right foot. And then start to kick the heel away from you all the way down towards the end of your mat. So nice and long through the back of the knee, opening up through the thigh. And then when you reach the floor, again, really pulling down through that right thigh bone to ground into that side. Let the left arm come out to shoulder height, either cactus or straight, and then guiding left knee over towards the right hand side with that right hand. Again, we're rolling left shoulder up, back and down and turning to look towards the left to fully complete that twist. When you're ready and comfortable, closing the eyes down. Again, if your left shoulder sort of hooks its way up in towards your face, just place your left hand onto your hip so that you can let the shoulder fall away rather than drawing in to your body. Main thing here is to concentrate on your breath rather than what your body is doing. See if you can let your body go. Letting everything fall into stillness. No tension across the face. Again, maybe lower leg is placed onto, maybe the top leg is placed onto the bottom leg so that you've got a bit of support, however it feels comfortable for you. One more big breath in, followed by that really big sigh to relax. And then very slowly coming onto your back. Again, we're going to clasp around that left knee, draw it even tighter in towards your body and bring the head in towards that kneecap. And then gently release, coming back down. Bringing right knee in towards the left. Hooking the left ankle on top of that right knee and coming in to thread the needle. So again, we're taking the hands around the right shin or the right thigh, flexing that left foot. And as you exhale, we're going to draw the right knee closer. Again, left elbow is pushing away to open up a little bit further if you can. Nice and long through the back of your neck too. Sometimes the chin lifts a little. So see if you can keep a nice length into the back of your neck. Shoulders soft. Again, maybe we close the eyes down to get that length of breath. Really nice big release here. Okay, I'm sure if you're sitting at home at your work desk, it's probably not the best. It's probably on the edge of a bed or something, so I'm sure the hamstrings and the glutes are feeling it, so hopefully this will feel quite nice.
And then very gently unhooking that foot. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together now into our bound angle or butterfly on our back. And we're going to draw those toes in towards the chest. So nice big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the toes in towards the chest. Nice big drawing down in towards the body. And then we're going to bring the toes up towards the head and the head up towards the toes. Maybe even the head comes through the legs. And then very slowly roll the head back down. We're going to finish off with happy baby. So let the feet come apart. The soles of the feet should be pointing up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, shoulders come down into their sockets. And we're going to pull the knees either side of the body. So we get a full stretch on the inner thighs before we do anything else. And then we start to rock very slowly, very gently, left to right. And then gently release. So as you come out of it, again, we're just going to stretch the body before we relax, but we're going to get hold of our cushion. So just give yourself a nice big stretch through the body, tensing up all of those muscles, and then a really big sigh out. And then we're going to grab those pillows that you cunningly have already got next to you. And we're going to place them maybe in a diamond shape, or depending on how big the pillows are, because we're going to come into a very loose bound angle pose. So the soles of the feet are together, the knees are supported, make sure that you're not feeling tight through the inside of the thighs. And then you're going to roll your way down onto the floor, nice and slow, nice and steady. So generally, if you want to, we can place the hands onto the belly, the index fingers touching and the thumbs touching as a diamond shape around the belly button. Again, if this doesn't feel comfortable, no worries, just come into a normal Shavasana. Just finding a nice soft space for you. And then closing your eyes down. As we start to take the time to relax the muscles through the body, I generally do a guided relaxation, as it's kind of hard to tell somebody to relax and you actually let your body do it. So you're just going to start off with the toes, just isolating those muscles through the toes, and see if you can soften and relax the edges of the toes. Let the whole of the feet now come to soften and fall heavy into the floor. No tension through those calf muscles. Again, any tension through the thighs now. Softening and releasing as you walk your way up to the hips. Again, letting those hips fall away, grounded and relaxed. Low spine, gently falling into the floor. Back of the shoulders, arms, back of the head. Feeling supported by the earth. A gentle flow of breath moving deeper into the lungs. A softness to the muscles of the face as we come to rest our awareness on the center of the eyebrows. Letting everything else fall away through the floor. Starting to take deeper breaths as you wriggle fingers and toes. A gentle rock of the head from left to right. Bringing knees together, drawing them in towards the chest. A gentle rock from left to right. A stretch of the arms over your head, and then gently rolling to your right hand side. Taking a moment here before we make our way up into that comfortable cross-legged seat, hopefully still with the eyes closed. Coming to rest with those hands, palms face up in the lap. And as always, as we take those deeper restorative breaths here, take a moment to consider your practice this evening. Enjoy that newfound energy, that openness, nourishment of body, mind and breath. Taking this away with us off the mat, finding openness and light. Bringing those hands together, rubbing them to warm them. And then placing those warmed hands over the eyes, a gentle massage through the sockets before we blink those eyelids open and bring the hands down into prayer. Namaste everybody, and as always, thank you very much for joining me this evening on the mat. And if you liked our practice, please do give me a little thumbs up or a comment on the video below rather than on the chat. And as always, donations are hugely appreciated and always very welcome. But I understand that obviously people are not always in a financial position to do so. So I hope you enjoyed the practice either way. Also, another just exciting news about our class on Sunday. Really excited that we're actually going to be able to do, hopefully, fingers crossed if the weather is good, our outdoor socially distanced yoga class in Lloyd Park in Walthamstow. So if you can make it, 9:30 AM, it's a BYO mat or yoga towel, as I will be providing mats, but obviously because of COVID, we want to make sure everything is as safe as possible. So please bring your own either towel or mat, and I will see you there. If you want any more information, please look at yogamihappy.co.uk. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Namaste.